Yo, what is up, ladies and gents? Ghost here. Welcome back to another video or a stream. Welcome in if you're watching this one live. Today we've got a lot of stuff to go over. So this was kind of unexpected, but it looks like EA have had some small creator gathering where they've been able to play a couple of the new maps. So they've been able to play Operation Firestorm and then also Mira Valley, which is dubbed as being the largest map overall in Battlefield 6. And a lot of creators have just released their gameplay of it, so I thought it could be interesting to take a look at that together. There's also some other bits of news that I want to touch on with you guys, so I thought what better way to do it than just, you know, boot up a live stream or start up a live stream, and we'll check all of this stuff out. As always, if you guys enjoy the content on the channel, don't forget to hit the sub button, don't forget to leave a like down below as well. I have my faithful mascot, Lopper here, who is going to be doing her job of shedding hair and fur all over my keyboard and mouse, as well as snooshing the microphone, so don't worry. Everything is as it should be here. Yeah. I don't know if you guys can hear that. Maybe it's because the microphone's kind of directional, maybe you can't. I missed out on the test today. These tests are very random, and it shows they want everything on point at launch. So did I, Gaming Nerd. Yeah, so what he's referring... Well, I'm not really... Oh, screw it. What the hell? Yeah, there was a Battlefield Labs test today. I'm probably not supposed to say that, but whatever. I didn't make it either. Unfortunately, I was working. And, yeah, they've started to do some random ones. Just like, hey, guys, there's a test, like, now. And I'm like, dude, I'm at work. But they are still probably doing the same ones every Friday. So, I mean, it kind of makes sense, you know. At the end of the day, they're probably going to be doing these tests when DICE have time, when they're in the office. So... that's not entirely shocking to me. I think they're going to get enough people in regardless, right? You're busy in the school runs? Yeah. That is exactly the problem I'm having, but work instead of school. So take a look at this. This actually came out yesterday, and this is from the Modern Warfare account, which I believe was like... I think this is a Call of Duty news account. I'm not too familiar with them because I don't really cover a lot of Call of Duty, but what they did say yesterday is this, and it says sources, so they're not naming the sources, but they say Battlefield 6 Battle Royale is currently planned to launch on October the 28th, so that is 18 days after the launch of the game, of course, on the 10th. This date is subject to change as always, especially with the BR currently in testing in Battlefield Labs, but I've heard it is the current plan for launch. And they didn't mention it here, I don't think. No, I don't think he's mentioned it here, but I've also heard that rumors are that Season 1 is slated to launch alongside the Battle Royale, so that would also be on the 28th. So even if you're not a Battle Royale person, you don't really care about that sort of stuff, I think it would be a smart plan for them. If this is true, obviously this is a rumor, so we don't know if those dates could have been accurate at one point, but then like sometimes they change and the rumor is kind of old, so like don't think this is going to be the case 100%. It could well be November before they launch the first season, but I think it is a smart move whenever they do launch it to launch the BR, you know, with the with the Season 1, because from the leaks, what we've seen so far, it looks like it's all going to be set in LA. In fact, I do have some concept art, I think. Some of you guys may have seen this before, but I can try and find it if I still have it. Hello, Mr. Torbis. How are you doing, my man? We're going to be watching some of Torbis' videos for sure in a second, guys. As well as from some other creators. It's really fun to actually be able to like talk about this a bit and show it to you guys, because obviously you guys know I'm in labs, so you know I've also... had the opportunity to play these maps, but can't really talk about them. So it's a bit of a weird situation for me. Let me see here. Dun-dun-dun. Concept art. Yeah, so these couple of shots here, these were leaked out a long time ago. This is months and months ago that these came out. But this one here, and not that one as well. I'm pretty sure these are either from the Battle Royale or they're from the new maps.
Fever 7331 just subscribed at tier 1.
Well, thank you so much for the subscription, dude. I appreciate that, Mr. Colts. So yeah, that's going to be kind of interesting. Like, again, they're going to have two maps there, I think, you know, based in LA, or at least one to go alongside the Battle Royale, which would make a lot of sense. You're about to watch Teabag's video on this? Holy moly, Ghost. I can't believe DICE don't care about you. Everyone else playing but you is quite bollocks. Yeah, I kind of agree. It is what it is, though, man. They don't like me these days. Will the BR map change with each season? That is an excellent question. We don't really know how it's going to progress. Like, how are they going to keep it fresh? There's missions in the BR, so are they going to add new missions? I'm sure they're going to be new maps, right? But making a map for a BR is kind of massive. Like, it takes a long time, I think, compared to making a map for the other game modes. And as we've already seen, like, the destruction is different, right? Because the destruction of the BR can be such that entire buildings can be destroyed, and I think that's much to do with the fact that when everybody drops in, you drop at the edge of the circle, and then you work your way inwards, of course. So it doesn't really matter if you've got an entire building and it gets destroyed, and it's like at the edge of the map. It's no big deal, because you're not going to be fighting there forever, whereas in regular maps, you are going to be fighting over the same areas again and again, so completely destroying buildings is out. So I think the way that they approach a BR map compared to a regular map is going to have a lot of differences there. Yeah, I know, man. Everybody's dropped a bunch of gameplay. I've got, like, my YouTube has just been flooded with, like, 10 videos. We're going to take a look at them in a second here. All right, let's check. 1 second here. What am I looking for? Oh, there's also some new interesting aim assist video, but let's break this up a little bit here. We will start with this, though. This will please you guys. So this is from Mira Valley. This was actually posted as a little teaser by the official Battlefield Twitter, the X account, I should be calling it now. How to get a jet on Mira Valley. Is there any sound on this one? I think there is. So you just get an airstrip now, which is dope. And then they got one of the new jets in here. The name of it escapes me in-game. I think they've changed the name of all of the jets in-game, like... same thing for all of the weapons. So they've given them, like, essentially, like, fake, made-up names, which is kind of weird, but it is what it is, I suppose. But I really do like this. It's, like, running to your vehicles in Battlefield, you know, that moment where the round kicks off, everybody's like, quick, get in the tank, get in the helicopter, who's going to gun? Who's going to do it? Like, that's just part of Battlefield for me. So when everybody just spawns in and they're just sort of there, I feel it, loses a bit of that. Oh, is SU-57 still SU-57? So why is that then? Why have they just changed that one and not the others? Are they just worried about... I mean, I assume it's like a copyright thing. Yo, music, welcome, man. I'm with you 100% on that. Destruction is not good if it makes the map flat in mid-battle. Yeah, it's... I think it's a fine line, you know, between too much... and still having a workable map. All right, let's check out Mr. Torbis' video here, guys. So this one is called Battlefield 6 Mira Valley and Firestorm Impressions. Go and give this man a sub if you haven't already. Fantastic creator and a really nice gentleman to boot. And he has helped my channel out a lot. You know, when the reveal came out and I didn't have any footage because EA didn't invite me, Torbis did me a solid. He sent me some of his footage so I could put that in the background of my videos. So go and check him out, guys. And let's see what the man has to say here.
Battlefield 6 or anything else on the EA store.
Let me turn this up.
Coins or whatever else. You can use code Torbis and I'll get a small commission. It would help me out a lot. Hello everyone, welcome back to another video. In today's video,
yeah, go and use his code as well if you're going to buy the game, by the way. Because I sure as hell don't have a code for you.
All-out warfare alongside a few of the changes that they have made, both good or bad. Thank you to EA for allowing me to capture all this footage, the impressions, and all of these changes. Now let's start off with the gunplay, which I'm sure everybody is interested in. I think that they made some improvements to the gunplay. One of those would be the recoil, which has been increased on some of them. The AK-25, which had basically 0 recoil, I don't think it's had any change. I did try it, 0 change, it feels like. But
Yeah, so just to come in on that, a lot of you guys probably will use the AK-205 in the beta. That was like the AK that had, yeah, essentially no recoil. You could beam people across the map with it, but it had terribly, terribly low damage there.
On a few of the other guns, it definitely feels like there's been recoil changes as well as spread changes. Now, some of you might really dislike spread changes and just want increased recoil. I don't think that's a smart idea. You need them to be coincided. You should have a little bit of recoil, not a huge amount, because I don't think that makes for good and fun gameplay. And neither does a ton of spread. It has to be balanced, so you can't beam across the map. This addition, I think, was needed, but I feel like it is overtuned, and that is that sliding and jumping has increased inaccuracies when you fire. Makes sense, right? You don't want to be insanely accurate when you do either of those. I'm not sure if it's a bug or if there's something else that's being added to it. It feels overtuned. At times, I'm just not able to hit someone that I should easily be able to hit when sliding or jumping at the range, like 10 meters or 5 meters. That you should easily be able to hit at that ranges. But sometimes you just don't. It feels like in BF1 where you shoot at someone and boom, the bullet is 2 meters to the left of them. Suppression or not. It could be a bug, it could be overtuned, it could be intended. Either way, I do not like that. As an overall...
That could be like a classic DICE thing where they have a problem and then they tune things, but they always kind of overtune a lot of the time. So I suppose that's something they can easily rein in there. Interesting what you were talking about with the spread, because whenever I mention spread, and I mention it in a way that's like, hey, burst firing should be a thing in the game, but I always get a lot of flack for that because people are like, dude, we don't want spread in the game. Like, spread should not exist in the game. But if you only add recoil, it's like, it's just easy to control, and I think it increases the disparity between mouse players who can easily control the recoil versus controller players. Like, I will have so many people, you'll find this if you're even a half-decent player, that are like, why don't you have any recoil? And I'm like, well, you know, 1 FOV, 2 attachments, and 3, I'm just like controlling it. And it seems like a lot of people just aren't able to, you know, control the recoil already as it is.
I feel like weapons do feel better, and it is in a step of the right direction. Do you guys like these changes to the gunplay?
Oh, that jab on the heli, man.
More, reduced, increased?
Boom.
Let me know in the comments on that as well. I am pretty happy so far with what we've got. I think it's good that we can tap fire and burst at longer ranges. The recoil increase in some guns, sliding it.
Is that on purpose? I'm just looking at the soldier here in the thermals, and look how he's all pixelated. Like, is that a bug? We're taking a look at Torbis' video. A bunch of creators, Daniel, have just dropped video of the new Mira Valley map as well as Operation Firestorm, so we're going through some of that stuff together. I don't have any footage for you guys because I wasn't invited to the event, but luckily we're able to look at other people's stuff and discuss it a bit, so that's what we're doing. But yeah, I'm not sure. What do you guys think about that? Is that a bug? It kind of looks like we've gone back to retro times.
The recoil increase in some guns, sliding and jumping increase inaccuracies is generally a good thing, but it feels overtuned or it's bugged.
The further someone is out, the more pixelated. Oh, okay. Yes, that makes sense, I guess.
The dreaded thing that Reddit and Twitter is absolutely furious about them changing, nerfing, or fixing, and that one thing. I honestly think it's been blown out of proportions. I think people are being too dramatic about it. And maybe that gets me a little bit of hate, but
Torbis.
so be it. I don't think the changes they're going to make will be such drastic that people will generally note a massive difference. I don't think so. At least not in the changes that we've seen so far, the movement in this build. For all we know, they haven't done a lot of changes, but this definitely felt more polished and it feels smoother, cleaner. The animations feel better. The transitions between states, also like crouch to crouch sprinting to prone, that feels much better down to, as well as doing like the little dive. They have made horizontal jumps into slide being a bit more reduced, which I think is probably a good thing. Though the issue where you would bounce off surfaces or into the air has not been fixed yet, which is quite annoying, and that should hopefully be fixed by launch, if not right after launch.
I didn't really find because I didn't use a lot of these movement mechanics in the beta, like sliding and jumping around corners and things like that. I gave it a try just for the fun of seeing what it was like, but I didn't really incorporate them into my gameplay. And so at least when I've played after these movement changes, I don't feel like there's really been that much of a difference for me. I don't really notice it too much, but I don't know. Maybe that's just me. That I would say probably the majority of players will be like,
I'm pretty
has
happy
it changed?
with where the movement is currently, and if
Yeah,
you
what
guys
up,
can see
Lusco?
from the footage that I've released today and tomorrow and whoever knows what else, I hope you guys can see that it has been improved, or at least looks that it has been improved. But let me know in the comments.
Dude,
this
the
one
jets.
should make people happy, especially vehicle players.
Yes.
Anti-tank grenades has had a small nerf, at least from what I've seen and tested.
By the way, pay attention to the movement in the jets right now. He's not talking about it, but just pay attention to it. Maybe he is going to talk about it as well. But they've added thrust vectoring to the jets, which means they can kind of like pivot mid-air. Imagine you're strafing left, but then you like look right, essentially, as infantry. But imagine that then in a jet. It's kind of nuts.
All of them just seem not way worse, just they have less damage, which I think is a good thing. Vehicles are strong, and I do mean specifically ground vehicles there. They do still feel squishy, though. You can still easily take them out. So, I mean, we'll see what they do, but it's a step in the right direction. You can still, like, two-shot an IFV with the Javelin, for example, I'm pretty sure. I think I saw that. Overall, though, vehicles felt a little bit better. I still don't like how slow they are to getting to speed. Like, the acceleration doesn't feel very great. It takes a bit. It feels like they've gone on the direction of more
like
realistic handling,
what are those what are the afterburners doing there? Like, did you see that one of them pointed, like they both pointed like
especially
inwards toward, look at them,
direction of more realistic handling, which
what?
I don't like, especially with the
bro
turret. I don't like that it is so slow to turn.
Wow, spawn killing Torbis. Really?
Almost 1-to-1, or where when you zoom in like double.
So this is why we can't have airfields, guys.
I don't like the current way that turrets are being handled. Another cool little addition to ground vehicles is that now every single ground vehicle has a speed boost. I think that's a great change. Obviously, you can't hold it forever. There is like a timer to it. Well, not a timer, but like a limiter. But I think that's generally a good thing.
I totally did spawn killing as well. Don't worry, dude.
That is the ones that I really want
Mine's
to
just
talk
not available
about.
to see.
Let's get on to Mira Valley. Mira Valley is a larger map in the game. It is probably either the largest or the second largest in comparison to Firestorm. I think the map size is great. It's much more of a sandbox. There's a ton of things for you to do as vehicles or infantry. Very breathable. I think that's a good thing. It has jets and helicopters, and honestly, it kind of plays well through it. Potentially, there could be a bit more cover for helicopters, I would say. Maybe on the outsides of the map.
I found that as well.
Or vehicles can go. There could be a bit more like a lower down, like terrace on it, maybe just somewhere for helis to hide. There is not a lot of spots for helis to hide, except going far outside of the map or behind the buildings. Infantry has areas that they can fight in, mostly the middle of the map. Otherwise, I think the sides of the maps could have some additions, specifically trenches, because it is kind of empty and it doesn't have a lot of cover or even identity, I would say. I think that having a trench network, maybe on both sides, from being able to go to one side to another would help massively. Plus, it would be a really fun place to fight in. I think it's actually a pretty good map. It gives me a feeling that I got from Arras in Battlefield 5, except, I mean, it has a lot less fields, and Mira Valley does have those two big buildings in the middle. But I think it's a great map. I think
the cream coming down is pretty awesome.
Especially if the additions that I mentioned would be added.
Look at that.
I mean, we'll have to wait and see.
What does that say on the wall? Sorry, I know that's probably not very important, but I have to know.
If the additions that I mentioned would be added, but
it says NATO don't belong here.
I mean, we'll have to wait and see, right? Firestorm is a classic map that Battlefield fans enjoy. The map size is great, though they have made some changes to the layout from previous Battlefield versions by removing the large empty areas on the side and infantry being able to go onto the mountains. I generally think that's an overall good thing, though I feel like it could be slightly larger. Possibly use the layout that's in Escalation will fit better in Conquest, in my honest opinion, and I will show that on the screen. The Conquest layout isn't bad, it's more classic, but I think the Escalation layout is just much better, more open to the sides, and I don't like that players can go down to the mountain. But if we
whoa, look at the number of vehicles here, guys. I gotta point that out. I know Torbis was talking about something else there, but how many tanks we got? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 armor, 2 helicopters, 2 jets, and then 2, I think, what is just like regular transport. That is a lot of armor there for Firestorm, dude.
Cut that off, that would still be great. It does CQB and vehicle combat incredibly well. It integrates in areas across the map, but also in some places both do.
Where's the little bird at? Okay, I just have to answer this. So from what I've seen, I haven't seen a single map with a little bird in it. I think it's maybe been shown in one of the single player trailers, but apart from that, it doesn't look like it's going to be in the game. However, we have heard from Temporal that he has found that it is somewhere in the files in data mines. That does not necessarily mean it's coming to the game at launch, though. They might be waiting to reveal it later down the line in a Season 1 or a Season 2.
Where you have CQB with infantry and vehicle combat right next to each other or with each other, and it plays really well, especially in the oil refinery area. My main complaint with the map is just that they should just widen it a bit, make it more like Escalation. Don't include the mountain area for where players can get onto, and then we'll be golden. Escalation is an interesting mode, to say the least. It's essentially a different version of Conquest that adds more intensity as it goes on, makes it maybe a little bit more watchable. But it basically, as the map progresses, fewer and fewer flags are on the map, which means there's more players together, making more intensity. Whoever holds the majority of flags gets more progress towards the win. Now, how do you win? You need first to 3 points. Whoever has 3 points absolutely just wins. There was one round where I think we were like 1-2. They were like 98% there, and we just took the majority of the flags. And guess what? We won. It was intense. It was crazy. And that will be the gameplay for the rest of this video. I think Escalation could be a major win, but I need more time with it. And we had bots in our lobby, so it didn't make it as, real as it could be.
So am I understanding this correctly, that like with Escalation, if you hold the majority of the flags, presumably for a certain amount of time, you score a point? And you need 3 to win.
I think the additions, changes, removals, whatever you want to say, has been a good thing so far. As I've mentioned in the video, there's some things I don't like, there's stuff I like, there's some things I'm iffy on, but I hope you guys enjoyed all the stuff that I had to say about it. Just enjoy the rest of the gameplay and have a good day. Don't forget to subscribe, like,
Hey,
share.
Mr. Thanagal, thank you so much for the sub, dude. Appreciate it. Right. We have some gameplay now from Mr. Torbis left on the end here. So this is going to be... I'm not sure if this is going to be like the only round here, but this is Escalation that we're looking at right here. I'll try and set like a sound for you guys as soon as this there's something noisy happening. There we go. Should be okay now. This is the initial Escalation layout. This is Torbis' video, mate. So, some people have been asking in chat, is there a new beta? Is there a new way to play the game? No, there isn't, but there's been a creator test going on over the past couple of days, so a lot of content creators have been invited to that test, they've recorded stuff, and now they've put out videos. So we're taking a look at some of this stuff together here. Because this is the first time we've actually seen gameplay of this one. It's Operation Firestorm. There's also going to be some gameplay of Mira Valley, which is, I believe, the largest map in the game at launch. Firestorm, it looks really, really cool. I've really enjoyed, like, I have played it, obviously, in labs. I can't really talk about it that much, though, so it puts me in a weird predicament where I'm kind of watching the gameplay, but can't really talk about the gameplay, at least from my own experiences. But, I mean, it's not like DICE are really going to be able to figure out what is from me looking at it and what is from my own experiences. But either way, I can say that the map plays really, really well. I think you guys are going to like this map as a remake. Like, they've honestly done a pretty good job of it. No, this is the first gameplay that's not under NDA, so I'm sure you guys will have already seen leaks of this, right, via labs, but this is the first, like, nice, high-quality footage that we can get a look at there. I can't wait to no-life the shit out of this game. Yep, it's gonna be good. Somebody earlier on in the chat, I didn't have time to answer them, but they were saying, I'm not gonna lie, this game is kind of mid, or something like that. I mean, I disagree, but I will agree on the fact that Battlefield games have been so bad, and that Battlefield 2042 was arguably the worst Battlefield game ever made, definitely makes this game look and feel better. Like, if every Battlefield game would have been amazing up until now, and then we got this one, would people be raving and hyping it up as much as they are? I'm going to say probably not, but nevertheless, it's still an enjoyable game for me. Would I give it like a 10 out of 10 and say it's like the best game ever? No, I wouldn't, but I still have a lot of fun playing it, and I mean, really, that's, you know, that's all I can ask for. I don't think you'll ever have a perfect Battlefield game. They can always... They're such complicated titles that they can always have room for improvement. Do you think they will adjust color correction after that guy's viral video? I think they might look into it, yeah. If it's not like a particularly complicated thing for them to do and they can just go in and tweak a couple of values, then yeah, I think they will. Whether we'll notice it or not, though, I mean, somebody will probably make a comparison video once the game comes out. I don't think it'll be me. And they'll look at, you know, the beta footage, compare it to the maps on actual release, and see what the differences are there. But I think if they do make tweaks, it's not going to be, like, majorly drastic. You'd easily put this in the top 3 Battlefields. That's fair, man. That's totally fair. Yeah. I think it's also hard to compare Battlefield games in general, because sometimes people say BF3 is the best game, and, you know, for people who didn't play BF3 at the time, they will go back and say, well, it's not really that good, because it's an old game, right? But we're comparing, like, when we say Battlefield 3 is the best game, what we mean is, of course, you know, when it was released at the time, if we're thinking about those thoughts and feelings, it was the best game. But of course, yeah, like, if you compare it to Battlefield games these days, there are a lot of things that are sort of outdated in BF3. So the cap is fairly lengthy. I guess it's kind of similar to Conquest, actually, on there. So how does this work then, right? You've got all 4 of the flags now. They have 2 points. Your team have 1 point. So what do we just wait for that purple bar to charge up? You hold the 4... I think it's like, the more flags you have... I can, like, find my mouse here. There it is. The more flags you have here, the quicker this bar charges up. And once this bar charges up, you score a point. And according to Torbis, he says the first to 3 points wins. Because, I mean, if that's the case, it's not really that different than Conquest, is it? I mean, that's kind of how Conquest works, right? You hold more flags than the enemy team, and then you just sort of wait for their tickets to drain. I don't really see, like, a major difference. Oh, dude goes, the heavy rockets on attack heli are so good when I hit. That is... We have another video, by the way, from Torbis. Once we finish this one, we're going to check out... I think he's got a round in the attack helicopter. So hopefully we'll get to see a bit of what he's talking about there in the chat. He's in the Twitch chat, by the way, for anybody confused on the YouTube side. You were in the test they had an hour or so ago. Both maps were great. Yeah, I missed that test, unfortunately, Eric. And I was really gutted about it, because what the point of this test... They had a secret battle, not a secret, but an impromptu Battlefield Labs test for a couple of hours this afternoon while I was at work, so I couldn't make it. And they were testing, like, the vehicles. And I think they even had vehicle customization available, so I was really bummed to miss out on that, because I would have liked to give my feedback, but whatever. Yo, what up, Sifu? It is. It's looking pretty dope, dude. The only thing I'm hoping they're going to hit is just the content release cadence, you know, with the seasons. Because a lot of people will buy this game, a lot of people will play it. The question is, how long will they stay and play? You know, how quickly are DICE going to have to dish out additional content to keep that big player base there? Okay, whoever holds the majority of flags... It charges. Whoever has more flags gets progress. Oh, I see. So if you don't have the majority, then you don't get anything. So if you're just holding the 1 flag... Oh, and it's getting less and less. You can see now at the top here, there's only 3 flags. There was 4 flags before. So it's kind of like Control, which we actually had heard before from Battlefield 2042, where every time you take some of the sectors, they become fewer and fewer. And so the gameplay starts to become more and more frantic. Damn, that explosion was pretty epic. I don't know what that was. Was it a mortar or something? Is it bad to say Battlefield 5 is my most played Battlefield? Not at all. I mean, maybe that's your first Battlefield. I don't know. If you've been playing Battlefield since 3, maybe it is. If you started with Battlefield 5, then probably not. You haven't had much of a choice, have you? Main worry about the game is the live service, not the game being bad right now. Yeah, I'm exactly there, Torbis, as well. I think we know the game from what we've played, right? If you liked the beta, if you enjoyed your time in the beta, you're going to enjoy the game. It's not like they're going to make things really much worse. If anything, I think they're going to improve the vehicles. They're going to improve the gunplay. The question is just like, how long will you play the game for? How long do they even expect you to play the game for? And how many players are we going to get there? Thank you guys for the follows. Appreciate that. Again, as well, Battle Royale coming out on presumably, well, apparently the 28th, according to leaks, although that is a tentative date right now because it may not turn out to be true or accurate. How many people are going to play that? And how is the player base going to split? Are we going to end up with a situation where people play the Battle Royale for a while and then they move on to the next extraction shooter or the next BR like those players tend to do? Are we going to see the opposite, where maybe that game mode retains its player base? That was awesome. And the multiplayer player base start to fall off a little bit. I know a lot of people worry about that stuff. You know, they're like, what if the BR is really successful and DICE and EA rather say, wait a minute, aye mate, let's put more time and effort into the BR and less time and effort into proper Battlefield modes. People do worry about that stuff. I don't think it's going to happen. I think they would be silly to not realize what built them this franchise in the first place and just, you know, push that aside. But, yeah, it's a valid concern, I suppose. Yeah, what up, Drone Guy? Welcome, man. I'm happy they've made an emphasis on maps set in the US, pure cinema. Yeah, so am I. I think the last time we got US maps was Hardline. Hi, Maria. The daughter cometh home. This is my new favorite Battlefield, hands down, easily, without a doubt. That's awesome, dude. I think one of the major things they've really nailed as well is the performance. Because even though this game looks way better than Battlefield 2042, the performance in 2042 on release just was not very good. I'm waiting here. I'm waiting solely for Torbis to get in a jet so we can see some jet gameplay. You'll notice, by the way, and you may have noticed this in the beta as well, his gun is covered in blood. You see that? The blood spatter on the guns is really, really cool. And that's something they've actually added over... Like, I don't think they've had that much gore in a Battlefield game. Not in 2042, not in 5, maybe since 1. I think there's a new rating for this game that Battlefield games haven't had since Battlefield 1, or maybe even earlier than Battlefield 1. I think Battlefield 1 may have had to have it because you're stabbing people with the bayonet and that kind of thing, and that requires like a separate rating, maybe. But this game is obviously going, you know, for like a more mature audience, more gritty, more realistic. And I think the blood spatter there really ties into that. How does one play Battlefield Labs? Well, you basically just have to sign up, 6-0, and hope that you get an invite. It's as simple as that. So, unfortunately, there have been a lot of sign-ups. I think there are hundreds of thousands of people who have signed up. And I think there's like maybe 10, 20,000 people in labs at the moment. So, if you do the math, you don't really have that great of a chance of randomly being invited in. So... I would probably say, if I'm being realistic, don't get your hopes up. But all you can do is sign up and forget about it. And who knows, maybe one day you get an email and you get in there. This build runs so smoothly. That's good to hear. Pity you don't have a frame rate counter on. I mean, I get it, though. You don't want that cluttering up your video, but... Yeah, I can't really complain. I'm probably not the best person to talk about performance because my rig is like kind of a beast with a 5090 in it, and most people won't be using that, so it's maybe unfair of me to say, oh, I always got like 220 FPS, but then like maybe not everybody else will. But I think you know, you can still get 144, I'd say. Like, if you've got a 144 hertz monitor, for example, I think you can still eke out that many FPS as long as you tweak the in-game settings. How do I feel about recon spotting? ADS to spot seems meh to me versus having binoculars. I mean, they've changed it, so I guess I'm going to sort of reserve my judgment until I play the game again and see what it feels like, but I felt like the spotting with recon in the beta was actually so powerful that towards the end of the beta, I just started playing recon. Even though it didn't have heals, which is normally what I go for, self-sustainability, the spot was just so powerful, especially in dark areas and stuff, that I just started playing recon. So I do think it needed to be toned down a bit. The thing is, it's a fine line because... Oh, there you can see how it worked out. So they got the first point and then the last two. Nice, good job, guys. Yeah, I do think it needs to be toned down somewhat. Let me just find the next video for you guys here. Oh, okay. Here we are. Again, this is from Torbis, guys. Go check the man out.
That could be Boynes or whatever else. You can use code Torbis and I'll get a small commission. It would help me out a lot.
Yes, use his code, guys, if you're going to buy the game.
The gameplay for you guys, but before we get into that, I have to thank EA for allowing me to have the opportunity to capture
Torbis endlessly plugging.
Now, helicopters, I will be frank. In the beta, they flew like shit. Their flight level was horrendous and honestly not serviceable. You flew like a bathtub. You get dragged everywhere you went, but I am quite happy to say, though, that they've improved the flight model quite a bit. And I hope that is shown in this video. It feels less floaty, less like a bathtub. It doesn't feel like you get dragged along as much anymore. Is it entirely fixed, though? Absolutely not. There's still some jank. There's still some of that where it's been improved, which I'm happy to see, but you do kind of get a bit of bathtubiness, bit of dragging along, not as much though, which I'm very happy to see.
Bathtubiness. I like it.
Mostly flying the helicopter with Grizzle as my gunner, and we have Kieran in the jet protecting us from enemy jets. My loadout today is with heavy rockets, which
okay, sorry, got to pause here and take a look at this. Okay, so we've got aim guided rockets. I'm assuming these are smart rockets? Question mark. Light rockets, which will probably be anti-infantry rockets. I think they're called that in 2042. And then the heavy rockets will be stuff like the Zunis and whatnot.
I only have 4 at the time, which is not a lot, but they're extremely good against vehicles, and honestly, not too bad against the infantry either.
And then we got anti-air missiles here, and then aim-guided, which is just AGMs. Kind of expected to see more stuff in the loadouts. Like, there's not that many choices.
The aim-guided missile, which is just a tow from previous games, but you can also lock onto target.
Oh, it's a tow.
Laser designated or tracer use, which I think is kind of cool actually. Now for the rest of the stuff that I could actually change, it is the emergency repair and the radar.
Okay. Emergency repair, and then we got radar system here. Heavy warheads, interference. Heavy warheads increases the blast radius. You guys see that? Yeah, you can. Lethality of primary weapon payloads as well as ammo capacity. Diminishes aircraft maneuverability. Ah, that is very interesting. For anybody who's been playing with the A10 and the Frogfoot in Battlefield 2042, you'll know that 2 of the new loadout options there. One of them increases the efficacy of your munitions at the cost of maneuverability, and the other one does the inverse of that. So it increases your maneuverability. It's called the Air C, but it decreases, I think, a little bit how effective your weapons are.
Let's get straight into the gameplay, and I hope you guys enjoy it.
Whoa. Let's not get straight into the gameplay, Torbis. We got to see this stuff, man. Okay, ground target detection system. Tracks and identifies the location of enemy infantry and vehicles. Attack helicopter is more vulnerable to lock-on weapons while active. Interesting. So you can actually get... I assume that's spotting people then on the ground. And then...
And the radar system.
Targeting interference slows the enemy's ability to acquire, lock-on, and clears the aircraft spotter marker sooner. Sorry, spotted marker sooner. System deactivates if aircraft travels too slowly.
Get straight into the game.
And then we've got improved armor. Improves armor resistance against most infantry weapons.
And I hope you guys enjoy it.
Let's go!
Run. It should be on the right here, I think.
Yeah, I see it. Yeah, I see it.
Oh, who are you going to be gunning with here? Or flying with, I should say.
Oh, wait, I have the hammer. I'm a bit slow.
All right, let's go.
Grizzle?
Oh, this definitely feels more like BF4. Holy shit.
Good.
Grizzmaster.
Alright, where's the heli?
Oh, it does look a lot more maneuverable now. Like the yaw, I remember the yaw being really bad in the beta. The yaw was absolutely terrible.
Keep us over here.
Vehicle on our right.
Yeah.
For Grizzle Manizzle. That looks pretty dope.
Oh, right below. Oh, a tank as well.
Yeah.
Oh,
Go.
Oh, it's way more maneuverable than last time. Like, doing the kind of stuff you just did there would have got me killed in an
One I can
instant.
repair.
we should be okay. Actually, that probably would be smart. Just,
Yeah, let me just repair.
Took me quite a while to understand where my rockets went. Yeah. I think it's gonna, like, the, what do you call it? Like, the little eye marker there thingy, like the pip.
one heli just got shot
It's
down.
not that obvious, like,
it.
where on the pip your rocket's going to go, because it's not a dot, right? It's like
Onto
this
a
long
tank
line.
at A.
Yeah.
Two tanks at A.
Copy. Yeah. Come in.
I suppose it depends on your
Nice, good job.
attitude, really.
I see one.
Yep, firing.
Toe? Was that not a hit?
Got him as well.
There you go. I hit him hard. Oh, right.
Oh, maybe it was a hit. I don't know. Maybe I missed it.
Moving us. I'm gonna move it all onto the left side of the map. So
It hit like a meter in front. I don't know. I see big explosion. I assume tank dead.
Copy.
I do like you can see on the pylons like where the
Ooh, very nice. I like.
missing rockets are. Or wait, no. Can you only wait? You only get 4 at a time. Well, oh, you know, you only got 4, and then you got 4
Brilliant.
Alright,
in
wait,
reload, or
yeah,
what?
yeah,
How does that work?
Specifically.
Cat is going nuts, guys. I think she wants her dinner.
Hey, right there. Right below. Oh god.
How are the tow missiles to control them, Torbis? Because they look
I'm gonna see if I can.
they
get
look
us
kind of
behind
Battlefield
it.
2042 actually, rather than
I got my rocket
Battlefield
ready.
4.
He's still there. I see him. I see him.
Yeah. Let's go. He's almost dead. He's
Reloading.
almost dead.
Oh, you're so weak.
Okay, helis feel really nice now.
Hold on, I almost got him.
They're better than 2042, but they are 2042-ish. Yeah, that's kind of the feeling I get from looking at it. Also, I'd say from like the movement here, it looks better, but it still kind of looks like Battlefield 2042. I don't know, and there's something I can't quite put my finger on.
Oh yeah, I see him right there.
On C as well.
But again, kind of hard to comment, having not played this build.
Oh,
Whoa!
so strong.
They are insanely strong, man.
Chopper's up. Chopper on the left.
Yeah. Let's go. Moving.
Like the TTK there on a tank, that if they don't APS, I mean, whenever APS is going to be available,
Very weak.
you're going to be
Yeah,
dead
moving back,
before you could
moving
even react.
There you go. Good stuff. Where's the IFV?
I'm looking.
I don't see it.
There was a jet up. I'm not entirely sure where he's gone.
Copy.
I don't think Firestorm looks very good. It's too close to the original, meaning compared to previous games updating old maps, they look much better in the comparison. This looks exactly the same.
Right in front of us.
I see him. No angle.
Well, I guess they kind of gone for like a
Oh, good stuff.
sort of like more of a remaster than a remake, you know.
For real. Ooh. I don't know where that
Stabilize
came from.
around here, Torbis.
Yeah,
I need
yeah.
to see. if I
I've
can
played
find
it and I had a lot of fun going back to Firestorm. It wasn't like ever my favorite Battlefield map, so it wouldn't be the one I would pick per se if I got my choice of maps to remaster or to remake.
Touched it.
Locking.
AA.
Yeah, I see you're still getting the hang of the toes there. They're always they're aiming like a little bit low each time. But you probably get the hang of it with time, I suppose. Siege of Shanghai. I think the new map that's set in Brooklyn is going to be like Siege.
I think.
I'm looking.
Yeah,
I'm
right in front
looking.
of us.
Yeah, I see him as well.
Wait, what? Did that just explode in midair? That toe?
There we go.
Did he get shot?
Go around D and B. Go around D and B.
Yeah. Air. See if I can stabilize around.
Yeah, just like rotate around it. I'm looking. See one?
On the left side, yeah.
Loading. Got him.
Yeah, the AGM for the gunner is actually incredibly powerful.
Reloading.
Yeah.
Okay, so 35 damage to infantry with these heavy ones, so it's... You can, like, kill an infantry with them, but it's probably not really worth it.
Someone just got him with the tank shot.
Right in front of us.
I missed him.
Moving us around.
Despite the complaints on small maps, I would love to see Grand Bazaar come back. Yeah, that's definitely one of the top contenders, I think.
Another one?
He shot the toe with his uni, maybe? Maybe that's possible. I don't know. I mean, you can shoot missiles and whatnot in 2042, so... Given the destruction in this game, it does sound plausible. You can shoot This rectangle in the middle of the HUD here is very off-putting. Like, I know it's maybe supposed to be realistic of, like, tracking your... You know, it's like part of the HUD.
Shoot at us. Let alone stand.
But I think they should probably remove it.
I love that.
Mini Levolution event there.
Go right below us. Got him.
There should be an AA, I think.
Shooting rocket. Shooting a rocket.
Oh, nice hit.
Nice.
Oh, we almost just got rocketed by something.
Yep.
What are you hitting, Kieran?
I see what you mean about the lack of cover, by the way. Like, so far looking around the map, I'm like, okay, you guys haven't been locked on once yet, have you? Maybe I've not been paying enough attention, but
We have to be careful about the AA.
Keep an eye on that jet. He just spawned.
there's basically the buildings in the middle of the map. I suppose that ridge you were behind there, you can maybe hide there, but it's not much of a what I'd call cover.
Yeah. Almost.
Why did Ghost get shadow banned by EA? Basically, I posted something from the EA creator Discord by accident that I shouldn't have posted, which kind of made EA look really bad because they cocked up Battlefield 2042 so badly, and they didn't like that very much, and so they just kicked me out.
Got the guy out of the tank.
That's pretty much the top and bottom of it.
Get out of here. Get out of here.
Yeah.
Go, go, go.
Oh, no.
They're all looking onto the jets, but not the helis. Man, the helis are actually so easy to take out. Or they were in the beta because they flew so slowly, so you could RPG them. The RPG's like mega fast as well. Damn!
There's the Cobra maneuver right there.
Okay, we gotta spin that back, guys.
There we go. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go.
Check this out.
Is that cool?
Yeah.
Yes. Oh God, here he comes.
What?
There's the Cobra maneuver right there.
That is insane, man.
Oh, right below.
That is some vectoring.
Never mind.
So I'm kind of in two minds about.
Do you know
For those who aren't aware, they've added this sort of stuff in the jets now. Thrust vectoring as well. So in the same way that the jet can kind of fly along and then go like that, you can also turn it to the side and kind of glide along like that. I've seen leaks, in fact, from Battlefield Labs of people doing that. And funnily enough, I actually played that build, but didn't manage to pull off those maneuvers because I didn't realize it was in there. And as cool as it is, though, part of me thinks it's kind of cheesy. Like, it's kind of cheesy, you know? If you're in the middle of a dogfight with somebody, you're behind someone, and they just do that, and I'm like, what? Like, I'm not behind them anymore?
Left side.
I don't know. It just seems kind of like a skillless maneuver to do, which in a real jet would be an incredibly skillful thing to do, probably, and get right and not stall and whatnot. I don't know.
I'm trying to see it exactly.
Yeah, like a gimmick. Exactly. That's what I worry about. Is that, like,
Maybe not.
you know, dogfighting in jets has been refined up until Battlefield 4. A lot of that has been lost in past Battlefield games. Is this gonna? Are we gonna lose even more of it with these maneuvers? Is this what it's gonna be like? People just pulling Cobra? Because it looks cool. It looks cool, right? Don't get me wrong. I think it really does.
Left side, left side.
But I just worry slightly that once everybody's doing it, it's gonna be less cool, and now it's gonna be, oh, this is so annoying.
Yeah. Get him.
You know.
Alright, let's see where he is. Where's this guy at?
Again, it feels a little bit to me like leaning into kind of like Battlefield moments,
Yeah, I saw infantry.
which they really like going for.
I saw the AA there.
And I just hope it doesn't come at the expense of good gameplay. But
Oh,
oh, dude, I thought you were going to survive that there. I guess there was lag on the hit on the floor.
That's one on you.
It's not a new beta, Gekka,
no,
but
it's
this is gameplay from
Come on.
content creators that were playing a couple of days ago, I think. So we are taking a look at this together, man, because this is the first footage of Mira Valley, the largest map in the game.
Got him.
Oh, something's hitting us.
And there's Operation Firestorm as well.
Must be infantry.
How many maps have we not seen then? We haven't seen the new one on
That's a
Gibraltar,
vehicle on the left.
which is supposed to be infantry only. We've not seen the Brooklyn map.
On A, infantry.
What does
on
that
A.
make?
Right side building.
Yeah, Saints Quarter. So that's 2. We got 3 in the other beta. And now we've seen another 3, so that makes 7. What are the other 2 that we haven't seen yet?
Got him.
Oh, of course, we've got Sobek City.
No, it's clear. It's
That's
clear,
one of them we haven't seen.
I thought I saw someone
And then there's like one more.
itself, but yeah. There is Claire.
Oh yeah, the Manhattan Bridge one.
Oh, it's side.
Or did I say that one already? I don't know.
Never mind.
I think that's going to be a very cool map. I'm also looking forward to Sobek City. Sobek City, at least from the screenshots, it looks actually like the buildings look very similar to this map. If you look at those central buildings there that are under construction, I'm not sure if they like use the same assets, but they look kind of similar.
Moving around.
Have they added physics to the flying, like momentum and air drag? I hasten to comment too, like, accurately on it, Christopher, but they've
Don't see
added
anything down there.
thrust vectoring or some their interpretation of what that would be like in a game, so you can pull off like the Cobra maneuver. I see you're getting the hang of the toes now,
I know.
Torbis. You know, again, I kind of have my reservations about it. I think it's cool, but I just hope it's not something that's going to be cheesed and that everybody can just pull off easily.
Oh, that's more than one.
Because my idea of jet maneuvers is stuff like the rolling scissors, you know, yo-yos, all that kind of stuff from Battlefield 4 that you couldn't just do if you didn't know what you were doing. Like, you had to learn those maneuvers. You know, just simple things like switching and cutting. You had to learn how to do that, and that's what really gave depth to the gameplay. I feel like this is press a button and your jet does this.
Oh, that's even more.
No skill required.
Have to look around.
But, you know, like I say, I haven't played it yet, so we'll see. They better not add turbulence, that's too much realism. Yeah, everything just starts thrashing around.
Behind on the roof.
Yeah, on the, there he is.
Got him.
Nice.
Let's check.
Below you
over
on the
here.
grass.
Yeah.
Grass.
Maybe they'll add a penalty while doing that maneuver. I mean, maybe it's just going to be the same sort of penalty with, you know, the jets in 2042, where if you just slow down, some people try to slow down to a snail's pace to let the jet behind them overtake, and a lot of the time the jet behind can just easily afterburner away, come round 360 degrees, and then, or 180 I should say, and then they just strafe them because they're going so slow and they've lost so much
It's been a while.
speed.
Yeah.
So maybe that's going to be the case.
In the middle.
Middle. Where?
Two.
I can't see them at all. Where you?
Right below you.
Right. Oh fuck! Yeah, I see him.
It'll definitely get abused. Yeah, that's what I'm worrying about.
I understand now. Don't know where that. I don't know where that one's coming from. Oh, it's an AA on the left side. I think. Is it that or a stinger of some kind?
I think it was a vehicle on the left.
Yeah. Alright.
No, it wasn't a vehicle.
No, he's right there.
It's not the same. I live in Egypt and they nailed it with the unfinished buildings and the res brick. Oh, really? Oh, that's interesting.
Got him?
It's nice to see that they've actually gone, like, to the area, you know, or maybe not in real life, but sort of looked at it and, you know, made it look realistic in that regard.
Gone?
Nice.
Gotta get that tax break. So to do it, you need to hold afterburner, pitch
Right
up
here below us.
while holding S to slow down. 3 buttons.
Good stuff, good stuff.
Right, so it's probably,
Right there,
it's
right
like
there,
with me in the labs test, basically. I just, like, did it by accident and was like, what is this? And I couldn't figure out how to do it myself, so I think a lot of people end up doing that, just doing it by accident.
On C?
No, this is not a labs test without NDA, although for all I know, this could be a test or a build that's derived from labs. This was a content creator build, and they were able to record footage for a couple of days.
Hit him for how decent amount. Let's wait for him to
Yeah,
come
exactly. I think you're right, Torbis. People just do it by accident. Oh,
back. He's gone. Let's go.
Nice.
Wow, so much damage. You got nailed.
I don't see him.
Whoa!
Dude.
Nice. Nice 5-piece there.
How's,
on.
the
I do
Jetta
feel
right
like
from
if
us?
you spawn in at like...
Yeah.
you'll see over this side here on the left. There's...
Good stuff, good stuff.
That side of the map has all of the like wrecked houses. It's all just kind of like muddy. It looks a bit Battlefield 1 inspired. With the trenches. I think if you've got the heli spawn there, you're going to be in having bad times.
Or it's a tank or an AA, I'm not sure.
That was a tank. That was a
Copy.
tank.
People will just learn it by watching the Ghost Gaming tutorial video. Yep, I'm sure they will actually.
Hold on.
It's giving Arras and Passchendaele. Indeed. I don't know what the second map is there because I was so little playing BF1 and 5.
Oh, heli. Front.
Helicopter.
Yeah, I can't aim at it.
With the change to the spawn beacon and the nerf to spawning, recon seems irrelevant now. They should make a new gadget for recon, a team color scrambler that changes the team color for a few seconds. That could be interesting. I mean, I agree that I was surprised to see them take the recon gadget, give it to the assault class, and I fully expected them to have a replacement. Like, they took away one of the major, I would say most valuable pieces of their kit, and then just replaced it with nothing. So... that really was a head-scratching moment for me. Yeah, I don't know. I was saying this earlier, but I played Recon a lot in the beta because I found out the spotting was just so powerful. Like, towards the end of the beta, I was like, damn, auto-spotting is insane. Now that they've nerfed that somewhat, and it remains to be seen how much they've nerfed it, so maybe it is still going to be viable. Yeah, you might have a point there. I think Recon has been kind of the weakest class in every Battlefield game, though. Unless you're, obviously, if you love sniping and that's your kind of playstyle, then it's going to be your favorite class. But for me and somebody who maybe just looks for the strongest combinations or whatever, and especially with open weapons, if I can take a sniper rifle with support, if I can take a sniper rifle as an engineer, I'm like, why would I bother taking a recon, dude?
Having fun flying, bro.
I'm trying. I'm sweating.
Exactly.
Probably already covered it, but did they fix heli controls? Well, David, they've improved them. They've improved them, so they're definitely a lot more maneuverable right
I
now.
hope you guys enjoyed this video of me flying and gunning.
I'm not exactly sure if I
I'd
would say
what you guys
fixed,
think of what you saw here.
but they're
Obviously,
better.
It's hard to get a feel from it, but it's important to me to hear what you guys have to say. Don't forget to subscribe, like, and share. Bye-bye.
Right, let's have a look at... I think you had a third one as well, Torbis, didn't you? Let me just have a look-see. Oh, okay. This should be interesting. All weapon reload animations and optics and attachments. So I think you guys will probably go off, you know, after this stream and watch a lot of creators in their videos. Definitely go and check out Torbis, though. Just so I can show you guys his channel here. Mr. Torbis. Check this man out. Solid dude. And I think this should be an interesting video because this is probably going to be something that you won't see from any other creator.
Pre-launch build. All on hands-on captures, and don't forget that this is still early. But in this video, I'm just gonna showcase to you guys the optics, all the reloads, attachments, and the reticles. So let's just get straight into it.
Oh, this is a loudie. It's a loud one. Oh, thank you for the gifted sub there, Thanagal.
Well, let me tell you, Thanagal, what a great person you are. Gifting a sub is just tremendous. It's huge, like one of my rallies with thousands of people. It's a great gesture of support and generosity. You're a winner, believe me. Keep up the fantastic support. It's what makes the gaming community so great. And remember, with hands like mine, I appreciate every little and big gesture. You're making things great again.
Oh my god, that was some cringe, dude. Unlucky you got Donald Trump. I didn't pick him, by the way, guys. It's random. It's random. So this is the Cord 6P67, or as they like to call it, the A545. So I'm not a big weapons guy, so I don't really know, like, just from looking at a weapon, what weapon it is. And for that reason, them changing the names of the weapons in-game is very confusing to me. Unless it's called, like, the L85A3, then, of course, I'm like, oh, yes, this is the L85, like, A2 or A1, or is it the A3? I don't know. Maybe for some of them, I don't know, maybe the copyright allows them to use the name of the weapon from some countries, but not from others. Yeah, so the HK is called the M433. It's a burrito. Military designations tend to be fine. No, I see. This was my bay in the beta, guys. The MVO. This was by far the best gun in the beta, in my opinion. I don't know if they've nerfed this one because they have made changes to recoil and maybe spread as well. So maybe it's a little bit more hefty on this gun, but kind of funny because the Ace 23 was my fave in Battlefield 4 as well. One of the best guns. Weird that they changed the name of the SCAR to like the SAW 556. Because what did they call the SCAR in Battlefield 2042? Oh, it was called the SFAR. The SFAR. Yeah, the weapons are beastly. Do you remember, by the way, Torbis, when you recorded this, what audio preset did you have? Like, were you using the, what is it called? The War Tapes, Very Aggressive Listening. Was it VAL? I ended up rolling with that one for the remainder of the beta, once I realized that it had better footsteps. Oh, another question for you. Have you noticed footstep audio being any better? Because that was kind of a problem in the beta as well. Couldn't really hear anybody. Oh, you went with regular War Tapes? Okay. So, it could be even louder. Footstep audio is better, but still not great. Right, they've got a ways to go on that one. It's hard to balance these things as well if you think about Battle Royale, because you've got fewer people around, right? So, you will probably notice footsteps, because in the BR there's going to be less noise, but of course in a proper round with 64 players, there's gunfire just constantly and jets flying overhead. And I know it's maybe realistic, you're probably not going to hear footsteps when a jet flies overhead, but I think in the context of gameplay, you kind of need to. Will there be any test range for vehicles? I don't think there will. I would love one. I think it should be on their bucket list, but I don't think so. I'm skeptical that that's going to be there. Because I think if they would have that, just like the gun range is in there for Battlefield Labs, I think it would have been in Labs, and we would have seen leaks of it. I think it would have been in the beta. And so the fact that it's not in there probably leads me to just assume that it's not going to be in. Thing is, I wouldn't have thought it would be that hard to implement. You know, you just need really any map. You just put some spawns of all the vehicles on there, and at least you can fly around the map, and you get used to flying helicopters and jets. Yeah, totally agree, Wamp. Gameplay over realism. I always say if we can have both, if we can have realism, or good gameplay without... Oh, sorry, good realism without the cost of gameplay, then I'm all for that, but not the other way around. I think the military designated names are not trademark, hence they can use that name. Yeah, could be. Could be, Liu. Yeah, people will make a test range in Portal. The problem with that is, and we saw this in Battlefield 2042, is the first one to come out was from a guy... wow, his name has completely escaped me. No Name, that is his name. Very weird name. No Name's Aim Trainer. And what happened is every time DICE put out a patch, it would break the experience that he created. And so he would have to constantly keep that experience updated. If there was a test range, DICE would of course do that work. They would update the test range when they updated the game. And so we're relying now on just people like me and you to create these things and, you know, continue iterating on them as the patches come out. And eventually, they won't do it, and it'll be obsolete, like that is the case in 2042 right now. What is this and when did it start? This is just a video, mate. This is from a recent playtest for the EA creators. This is Torbis' video here. And there are a lot of videos up on YouTube at the moment. More videos tomorrow. Nice. So go subscribe to Torbis, guys, because he's going to drop more gameplay tomorrow. What gun do I think I'll be maining, or your fave? Oof. That's a big question. I mean, I really, really like the MVO in the beta. And I think the damage per bullet is probably going to trump rate of fire for me. So I went with that weapon because I had a 33 damage per bullet model. It didn't let me down. But I haven't tried all of the guns. Even though I've been playing in labs, I still haven't tried all the guns because that wasn't really my main focus. I was more so trying out like the gameplay, the game mode, and you know, the maps and the vehicles and stuff like that. I just kind of picked a gun that I liked and went with it. Also, a lot of them were named really weirdly. It was just called like Gun 1, like SMG 1, SMG 2, etc. So it's hard to remember what was what for me. So I think it's too early to say. I'll have to unlock them all and try them all out. Hey, Dogtooth. So we don't know what country this one's from, the SL9. Does Engineer have the bomb drone? I can neither confirm nor deny that, Sloppenheimer. Funniest thing about this video is sometimes it's random epic battlefield music, then the next there is Battlefield Heroes. Yeah, it's kind of wild to actually stay in the test range for any amount of time. Because sometimes you get some nice classical music playing from some of the older BF games. Question regarding doing playtests on console. Do I need some separate clients, or is the Battlefield 6 build enough with some update? Can't tell why what's happening in the end of the week because NDA. So yes, you do need a separate client. If we're talking about labs, yeah, you need the Battlefield Labs client. If you're talking about the beta build was just for the beta. You can uninstall that if you still have it installed. Oh, triple star means it's fictional, right? I do really like this new inspect animation here. Allows you to look all the way around the gun. KTS 100. This is Lud's Bay, I think. Oh no, that was the M60 now. Can I talk about the BR? I know it's in labs. Unfortunately, I can't, though. I can't really talk about labs. Because that's all still under NDA. But I will say, yes, I have played it. And it is very good. It's good. That's all I can really say. I can't go into details. But I can tell you guys that I've enjoyed it. And that's coming from somebody who never plays BR games. And didn't really play Warzone. But we'll see. It's going to improve with time. You know, it's slated to come out, I think, according to rumors, on the 28th of October, but it could be later than that. And I would say if they're testing it right now, it's probably likely to be later, because that's not very far away. You spend the entire night? Yeah, you must have had a busy couple of days, Torbis, making 3 videos. Is this the new Borderlands? It may as well be. Good old M60. There was a leak of Engineer having a thermite drone for vehicles, but Jeep stuff and a drone always worked. Well, I don't think I actually played Engineer yet. Runs better than Borderlands. Oh, are you guys having problems with Borderlands? I'm not playing that one. I'm actually playing Dune Awakening at the moment, because when the game released, I didn't Didn't have a lot of time to play, so I've been delving into that one again. Well, what is that I see over there? Guys, Andrew, what is that? Bakery food? Oh my god. No, it's okay. I can't eat and stream. No. But I appreciate it, guys. I will. Come on, I'll show them. Oh, baby. Baked. Baked things, guys. Okay, take it away. Take it away. It smells way too good. The wifey stopped at the bakery, Mom. Now I'm hungry. I just looked over. It's like, what are you guys eating over there? I can't eat and stream, unfortunately. I have like a problem with, I think with oh, what do you call it in English? I can only think of the Icelandic name for it now. Acid reflux. That's the term for it. So if I eat, my voice will just go to shit, and I won't really be able to talk anymore, which is a major problem to deal with for somebody who streams and makes YouTube videos. It'll be my post-stream treat, guys. No mukbang streams then? I don't even know what that means. Good thing I'm not doing chefing streams then, eh? I don't know. Actually, when I'm working, I don't eat that much. Contrary to popular belief. Yeah, it really does suck. I actually had a... what do you call it? A gastroscopy, where they put a camera down your throat all the way into your stomach, which is very pleasant if you haven't had that done before. And it's something to do with like the opening from my throat into my stomach. It's like more open than it should be, and so it ends up with lactic acid, not lactic acid, stomach acid, bile and whatnot, getting onto my vocal cords. Something like that. I don't know. Kitchen stream when? You know, I've actually been thinking about getting a better camera, because I'm like, man, I don't really have a great camera, and my phone camera is really good, but then I'd have to use my phone battery. But now that I've been doing a lot more sort of face camera stuff, I'm like, man, when I've got the full screen, the quality's not fantastic. Probably good enough for if you're watching on a phone though, but ASMR with food. Dude, have you seen how many views ASMR eating videos get? It is insane. Something tells me, though, that because I'm not an attractive female, if I would do a ASMR mouth eating video, it wouldn't get as many views. Maria, don't you have a driving lesson in like 2 minutes? Why not? She's sick. Oh, okay. These driving instructors. No backbone. Can you stream Labs content now? Well, this is not from Labs. This was a special build created for content creators. And this is footage from that build. So this is not essentially Labs. Oh, thanks, Torbis. Well, what I'll do, Torbis, I'll record myself when I'm eating over there. I'll just, like, send you the video. It's just going to be, like, 5 minutes of me just stuffing my face with pastries. Not saying a word. The PSR. Beast of a weapon. Oh, dear me. So has anybody been counting? Do we know how many weapons there are in this build? Because that would probably be an indication of how many weapons will be in the release build of the game. It's a pity they can't use the M98B name for the MRAD, but they could use all the real names in Portal. Yeah, I mean, I'm also confused as to why this was fine in Battlefield 3. Like, what changed? Were they paying for the copyrights before, and then they just decided, you know what, now we don't have the money, or it's not worth the money to pay for the copyrights? Or did the gun manufacturers say, hey, this is not cool anymore, you can't do this shit now? I think that's more likely. That they didn't have to pay for it before, and then they went, wait a second, you gotta cough up, EA. And they went, nah, we'll just change the names. No Stream Deck support for Battlefield 6, so I will have to cheer on from the sidelines. Stream Deck? You mean Steam Deck? I guess it's probably too hot, yeah. Steam Deck, okay, that makes more sense. It's probably quite a hard title to run on a Steam Deck. Steam Decks are amazing. I love my Steam Deck, but definitely is somewhat limited in terms of power. A few manufacturers caused some troubles here. Yeah, now you say that, Solid Snack, I do recall something along those lines. Okay, here we have all the weapons, guys. So we have 8 assault rifles here. Lovely. 7 carbines. The M417A2 there, this one he's about to go on to, this was in the beta. Was an absolute beast. The AK-205, not a beast. Oh, and 8 PDWs as well, that's quite nice. The UMP there, the P90, the Vector. And some others that I don't recognize. Of course, the MP5 we had at the start there, and the MPX. 8 LMGs as well. I actually thought there would be fewer LMGs than they had assault rifles and SMGs. So that's kind of cool. So what does that make? 3 times 8, 24. Plus 7, 31. 35. With the 4 DMRs. And 3 snipers. That makes 38. Okay, so we've got 41 weapons with the 3 shotties here. 41. Battlefield 2042 had, was it 21? 22? Something around that? Yeah, Battlefield 42, Battlefield 20... Shit, I can't speak. 2042 had 2... you said there was too many 2s in your sentence. It completely threw my brain off, Torbis. Yeah, 2 LMGs, I remember that. So 8 is a pretty nice improvement. I was really, really good at flying in the beta. I hope they don't mess things up too much. I mean, the flying was pretty... It was pretty freaking terrible in the beta, though. Enders. The Echo of Enders. That's a scary name there. I'm not playing right now. This is a video, guys. This is Torbis' video. For people asking, there's no test right now, guys. This is a content creator test that was taking place over the past couple of days. So it's not leaked labs. This is not labs. This is a different build. Yeah, what's up, SMK? I don't think people would realize the AK-205 had 2 times headshot multiplayer ammo in the beta. It wasn't as bad as people thought. Well, I suppose that would be pretty good when paired with the accuracy of it. I think and most people wrote it off because they just picked it up, and if you're not instantly getting a similar TTK as with the other weapons, then you go, nah. Let's go back to what was working before. Good news, air vehicles fixed. Yeah, they look improved. I don't want to comment on it too much because I haven't played it yet myself. Like, they look improved. Would I say they're fixed? For me, I would say they'd be fixed if they're, like, as good as Battlefield 4's air vehicles. I still think they look a long ways from that. Damn, you're going through all the scopes as well? Torbis, you went all out for this video, my man. This must have taken you a long time. Oh, I like the variable zoom here. What do we got there? 1 to 5 times. It really throws you off, man, the Battlefield Heroes theme, doesn't it? You must have been going crazy recording this. Every time you heard the Battlefield Heroes sound, you were like, oh god, here it is again. Still said the physics had a big improvement. Can I watch some jet gameplay? We can try and find some jet gameplay. We actually don't have much left of this one, so let's take a look at the rest of the optics here, because we do have thermals, IR optics and whatnot as well. You can see they've changed the way that these work in Battlefield 6, so you can't see it very well here on the dummies, but basically it makes the enemies pixelated. Yeah, that's where the music's from, I think. I never played Battlefield Heroes, but it doesn't really fit in that well with the other soundtracks, I don't think. You had a horrible time in the edit. I can believe it, dude. Just saw Silk's video on the heli. The handling model seems pretty good, but just as the jet, it deletes other vehicles like slamming papers. Yeah, it's very powerful. We watched a whole helicopter video from Torbis here before this one. And the heavy missiles, I think they were called, basically like the Zunis, they are very powerful. Like, you can 3-4 shot a tank, and that probably means you can 2-shot an enemy attack helicopter. So really, really good. Unless you're in the tank, that is to say. Unless you're on the receiving end. They really are glass cannons, though. But like, from what David Serlin's been saying on social media, it sounds like they are tuning things a little bit. And there really are a lot of scopes. 6 times thermal there. A lot of different muzzle attachments here as well. Oh, a fair number. I think people will, especially with the grips here, right? There's a lot of grips in this game. I didn't try too many of these in the beta, but like, I know the stubby, I think it gave you increased or decreased ADS speed, I should say. The angle grip, didn't the angle grip cost like 30 in the beta? 30 points, not 25? Maybe they've changed that. The angle grip was a good one. I think it's only a matter of time until people figure out this is the best grip in the game, guys. Just use this one. And then everybody uses, like, the same grips. Okay, so that's synthetic ammo. Let me just go spin back here. If you look down here, it's kind of hard to see, but you can see it gives you a 1.75 times headshot multiplier. At least it's not 2 times. It could be worse. Maybe they've changed that then, because I think it used to be 2 times on some of them. Underbarrel mount is thermobaric. Hollow point in synthetic's been nerfed. Hollow is now... Yeah, okay, yeah. So it used to be 2.1. I thought so. I was like, I knew one of them was over 2. And the turret rotation speed of ground vehicles is also improved a little bit. Even the visibility of tow missiles is improved now. Well, that's good. kind of did have a problem with, you know, how glass cannon-y vehicles were.
Dude.
Let me try and find somebody with jet gameplay here. Like, if I just type in Battlefield 6 jet, hopefully I'll find something. Alright. We found a video. Let me see here. This is from Iceman Isaac. I have never heard of this dude, but he's got like 600k subs.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is what Battlefield is about. In the open beta, we had some smaller maps. It was a little bit more infantry-based. This is massive scale maps of Mira Valley and Operation Firestorm. Huge shout out to EA and Battlefield for getting the early access to this content. And you gotta know, we gotta start off with some fighter jet gameplay. There's the new attack jets, the new fighter jets. We're talking Su-57, F-22s, and I go on a tear. There's so much content that we're going to be covering over the next couple of days, from gun changes to the big movement changes that were awfully controversial, more vehicle gameplay. There's a lot of behind-the-scenes stuff that I'm excited to share with you, but for today, it is all about the fighter jet gameplay. We're going to start off with me and Stone Mountain as my wingman, going crazy, tearing apart a lobby, and then I'll show you some highlights from some other games as well, and also including some helicopter clips at the end. But if you guys are excited about Battlefield 6, make sure to drop a like and subscribe for even more, because we have so much Battlefield 6 content coming your way. Hope you guys enjoy this. Drop a like if you did. And I got some comments on the jets and the jet gameplay, but we'll save that for a future video. Comment down below what you think about the new jet gameplay and, more importantly, the new maps. Enjoy. Now, most of you may not know this, but almost 7 years ago on this channel,
Okay.
what they do is they help lower...
Okay. Cool. I'm kind of hypocritical because I do this stuff as well, but I'm also not going to judge anyone who skips it. It's like we all do it, but we also all skip it, right? Brr, brr. I need to put the sound up a bit. There we go. Bit quieter this video. So right off the bat, they definitely look a bit more maneuverable. Nice skin, by the way. I like the skin there. So the pip there, that is also changed from the beta. I actually really found that pip quite annoying in the beta. I wish it wasn't there because I'm just used to playing you know, the way that I play and just knowing how much I need to lead the enemy jet by. And that pip just floating around everywhere, it almost like threw me off. I wonder if, does he know? He's playing on controller. Mechanical fart sounds. So there's your resupply on the runway. I wonder if he knows he has bombs.
I'm on your 6.
They removed the pull-up spam. Maybe they have, yeah. I mean, it's only in first person, right? Oh, it switches to gamepad for jets. Oh, baby, yeah, you stuck around on that one too long. Yeah, they were playing some... oh, there's the gripping dude. Looking nice. They were playing a playtest a couple of days ago, Colin. And they've recorded sort of behind closed doors, and now they've released some videos of it. So this is Operation Firestorm, as you can probably tell. They've also got some, like, yeah, this turning radius looks a lot quicker. It just looks a lot more maneuverable and agile in general, I think. But still, lightning fast TTK. Like, that was one of the things I said.
Get him, Stone!
I think they really need to, like, rein that in a little bit. Especially on the helicopters. We've seen him strafing a few helicopters. He's also mega, mega fast. So, it seems like they're committed to that. This map deployments make no sense being pushed so forward. Yeah, I think they... I don't know, want to get people into the battle quicker. I mean, the runways are still in the same positions, but... maybe not so much where the tanks and the infantry spawn. Okay, that was the video. That's not my stream cutting out. You can still lock on from behind and shoot missiles. See, I knew they were putting that in as a mechanic. I knew somehow it wasn't a bug. So, for those who don't know what he's talking about here, you see he locked on with the missile there. With the AGM. You can look... if you hold V, you can move the camera around the jet. And if you look behind the jet as you're flying up, you can look behind this way at a tank and lock on and fire the missile, and it will loop around 180 degrees and go and hit the tank. And you can do this, by the way, in helicopters too. So you can, like, be in third person and look at an enemy heli with AA missiles and lock on that way. Yeah, they have made some changes, like the mountains being out of reach. I think they wanted to cut down on some of the spawn camping. Maybe, possibly, some of the sniper spam on the hills. Anyone who remembers this map in the BF4 days, and the BF3 days, those hills were just absolutely laden with snipers. He's not going for any infantry, really. I would like to see if the spread has been tightened up on the cannons so you can actually take infantry. One of my pieces of feedback was that they tightened up the spread on the cannons, but reduced the damage. So you can kill infantry with them, but you have to be accurate enough for a longer period of time to actually get a kill. But since... ooh, look at that. 600. How much damage... how much health do vehicles have? 1500, is it? So that's like a third. A bit more than a third. Drop the bomb. No, bro. Oh, you got somebody. Nice one. So bombs seem to be pretty similar to what we saw in the beta. Without beacon, those hills will have 0 recon. Yeah, it doesn't matter though, because we've got open weapons, right? So you just play assault now and take a sniper rifle, and boom, you have the recon class of old. What is my take on this circle reticle? Oh, yeah, I don't like it. I don't like it at all, actually. It floats around. It confuses me, and the fact that it's also got the cooldown of the cannons. Like, I like this one better. It's been improved since the beta, but I still don't like it. I wish I could turn it off, because I'm just used to seeing the dot in the middle of my screen, like the crosshair that it has there, and going, okay, like, what I do is I generally line up where the front of the jet is on another part of my UI of the HUD, you know, and say, okay, I know based on the range here and how we're turning, this is how much I need to lead him. And that part of the UI just constantly moving around like this and trying to predict where he is, or where the rounds are going to land, rather, it just throws me off. I feel like my eyes can't focus on where they need to focus, so I hope they're going to have that as an option to turn it off. But they probably won't. I mean, it would be better if they just did a carbon copy of the Battlefield 4 jets, but they're not doing that for some reason. What about tanks camping on the hills if you can't go up there? Well, they can't camp there either then, if you can't get up there. Like, I think it's like literally out of bounds. I don't really see a whole point in the resupply station still. Like, what we see is you go in, you drop the bombs or whatever, and then you fly back to your resupply station and you repair up, right? You get new bombs. But it's kind of just how you play in a jet anyway, right? You do your strafe, and then you go across the battlefield, and then you do 180, and you come back again. So it's like, I don't really feel like it's adding much to the gameplay. I love cats too, yes. On that we can agree. Because Frostbite doesn't work the same way it did in 2013. No, it doesn't, but like, you can't tell me they can't like replicate this stuff in the new version of Frostbite. Like they could put in speed control if they wanted. I just don't think they want it so precise. The jet ammo is not infinite. The bombs, yes, okay, they are infinite in a sense. If you use your bombs, they will resupply over time, runners. But if you fly to the resupply station, then they will resupply instantly. So what you can do, if you're a good pilot, is you drop your bombs, then you fly straight to the resupply station. You get new bombs, go in, drop your bombs, back to the resupply station, you know, and it's just like that. That's kind of the gameplay loop, which in my opinion is kind of boring. But it actually leads to more bombs dropping than if you just had, like, a passive resupply. Yeah, I know some semblance of speed control was in the beta and is in there now. I'm just saying it's not like a one-to-one copy of BF4 where like 313 is the best speed. Is that how it works? Why would they do that? I mean, that's how it worked in the open beta. Maybe unless they've changed it. Yeah. I mean, it won't resupply your flares though, so you can't, you know, get out of dodge that way. Yeah, the jet cannon's sounds have been improved a lot, actually. And, I mean, I can vouch for that. You know, just from playing labs. I probably shouldn't be saying that, but fuck it. It's good. They've been improved a lot. Although this build, I haven't played this build. This build is a lot even newer than the last labs one. Haven't actually played these maps for like a couple of weeks now because they've been testing the Battle Royale, of course. No ECM. Well, this guy doesn't have ECM. Doesn't mean it's not in the game, though. I've got a suspicion that Silk will probably be putting out a jet video maybe tomorrow. Like, he doesn't want to put out too many videos in one day. So these are the fighter jets. These are your air superiority fighters. They look really, really cool, actually. The cannon seems like the same, but you'll notice if you look on the bottom right that the bombs are different. You get 4 bombs to these ones, so you get different bombs to what the attack jets get. Oh, you couldn't customize the jets. Okay, so you had no choice in what you were using. There's like 36 camos for vehicles, by the way. Okay, that's... I mean, that sounds pretty good. I'm assuming... I mean, a lot of camos could just be like the same camo with different color variations. You could easily like get 10 out of that, but that sounds rather promising. Fighter jets have glide bombs, but you have to wait until the bays open before deploying. Can go far. Right, so how much damage do they do then compared to the other bombs? I really look forward to seeing what kind of bombs we're going to get. Like, when it comes to loadouts, are we going to get really big bombs? Like, at the moment, you get 2 bombs in the attack jet, right? So, are we going to get 1 single bomb, which is a lot bigger? Oh, yeah. Maybe the rocket pods instead. But you can see just how much faster and more maneuverable they are here.
They better learn to fly, Reed.
Jack Frog showcased tank customization. There was 1 skins tab and 1 camo tab. Right, so they've got those separated then. Man, I would love to see the JDAMs as well. I think the JDAM was implemented really well in Battlefield 4, actually. Like, I don't know. Ooh! Ooh! Nice little kill on Infi there. Maybe a lucky shot, but it is possible, even in the fighters. Yeah, I don't know. I thought the JDAM was done well in BF4. The fact that you had to go like into the cockpit and look at the little screen down there, you know. But they were very, very accurate. Far more accurate, I'd say, than the bombs in this game. I fear having bombs, missiles, and a good cannon will make the fighter super OP like in Battlefield 3. I don't know, dude. I mean, we played the beta, right? Jets weren't really, like, amazing. Yeah, I mean, in the right hands, you know, if you're somebody like Silk, you know, you can get on a really nice kill streak, but it really relies on the enemy team just not using stingers against you and not using manpads in general. As soon as they start doing that, they will shut you down pretty quickly. Once you get locked on Mira Valley, there's no cover. Yeah, we were discussing that earlier. There's only really cover around the buildings. So you could use, you know, one of the sides of them wherever you're not getting locked from. But that's also very dangerous because the buildings are a hotspot. It's in the middle of the map. So you also don't really want to go there to line of sight lock-ons. But yeah, I do think it needs to be addressed. I mean, you can use under radar. I think right over there in the distance, you can see there's a bit of a... not really a valley, but a little dip in the hillside that you can maybe get behind, but yeah, you're gonna have to hug the ground. Yeah, that's also true what Torbis says there, that if you go into your spawn, the C-Ram can take out enemy missiles. This was also active in the beta, so if you had heat seekers flying towards you, you got to your spawn, the C-Ram will actually just shoot them down out of the air. Oh, I would love a Bandar Desert. Yeah, great map. Also, the transport heli miniguns have a super cool mechanic. When you aim down sight, the gun will automatically track the floor or the place you aimed. Wait, what? Oh, so it adjusts, you mean, to like how the helicopter's moving? Is that what you're saying? Like, if you aim at a certain point on the ground, it'll take the helicopter's movements into consideration and just keep you aiming there? What? Alright, attack heli time. So you can see how much damage those do straight away. Oh, that's the end. That's the end, boys. Crazy damage on those. The game is looking good, though. I think it's looking much improved compared to what we played in the beta. Like, I think they're definitely onto a win here. There's also something else here I wanted to show you guys, which is about aim assist. In fact, I won't go over this. It's too long. It's a very long article about aim assist, and it's probably not that interesting if you don't care that much about aim assist. But yeah, I think we could be in for a treat here. I am going to have to head off, unfortunately, guys. It is time I go say hello to the family. They've all come home, and I got bakery food to eat, man. So it's got to be done. I'll probably be putting out a video tomorrow. Like, once I've gotten my my head around everything that's come out today, we'll go and look at all the information. I think it's quite likely that DICE and EA go and put some more info out either today or tomorrow as well. So then I'll roll that into the video and try and give you guys a good summary of that. But as always, thank you guys for coming along and watching, hanging out. Appreciate it. Have a good one. And subscribe. Don't forget that if you want to stay up to date with BF6. And I'll see you guys in the next one.